You know, it's something millions of us do every single day, probably without even thinking about it, swallowing a pill. But have you ever really stopped to consider the incredible journey that little pill is about to take? I mean, what is the epic journey that tiny tablet takes to actually make you feel better? It's not some kind of magic, right? Nope. It's actually a super fascinating field of science. And the science that basically maps out this entire adventure from start to finish is called pharmacology. You can think of it as the official rulebook for a drug's trip through your body. And here's the thing, pharmacology isn't just about what the drug does to you. It's also about what your body does to the drug. See, it's a total two-way street. For this explainer, we're going to follow the drug's side of that story. Okay, so every journey has to start somewhere. For our little pill, that first step is all about absorption, getting from your stomach into your bloodstream, because that's where it can actually start to work. But here's the catch. Not all of it makes it. This whole idea is called bioavailability, and it is absolutely mission critical. Let's say you take a 100 milligram pill. If only 50 milligrams actually get into your bloodstream, then its bioavailability is just 50%. It's like the first big exam our drug has to pass. So how does it do it? Well, for most pills, it happens through this process that sounds complicated but is actually pretty simple. It's called passive diffusion. Just picture molecules naturally spreading out from a really crowded place to a less crowded place. They're just taking the path of least resistance. So check this out. On the left, that's passive diffusion. Imagine the drug molecules in your gut are like a huge crowd packed into a tiny room. What do? They naturally spread out into the empty hallway next door, which is your bloodstream. Super simple, and it doesn't take any energy. Now, there are other ways, like that active transport you see on the right, which is way more forceful. But our pill, it almost always takes the easy way out. All right, so our drug made it through the first hurdle. It's been absorbed. But it immediately runs into its biggest challenge yet, and that challenge is the liver. Before that drug can go anywhere else in your body, all the blood from your stomach and intestines gets funneled directly to the liver to be processed. And here's where things get tricky. Your liver is an amazing filter, but it doesn't know this pill is supposed to be helpful. To the liver, it's just some foreign substance, and its job is to start breaking it down. This is called the first pass effect, and it's basically like a security checkpoint that snags a chunk of the drug before it can even get where it's going. You know, this is exactly why the way you take a drug matters so much. When you just swallow a pill, it goes straight to the liver, and yep, it pays that toll. But have you ever seen those medications that dissolve under your tongue? Well, they're designed that way for a reason. They get absorbed right into the bloodstream from there, completely bypassing that liver checkpoint. It's a super clever detour to make sure more of the drug actually gets to do its job. So, okay, after jumping through all these hoops, getting absorbed, paying the liver's toll, what's the real goal here? It's all about getting just the right amount of the drug into your blood. You know, not too little, not too much. It has to be just right. And that perfect sweet spot, it actually has a name. It's called the therapeutic window. This is the bullseye, the ultimate target for pretty much any medication. It's that perfect concentration where the drug is strong enough to work, but not so strong that it causes nasty side effects. Look at it this way. If the dose is too low, well, nothing's going to happen. If it's too high, that can be dangerous. The magic is right there in the middle, in that just right therapeutic window. In fact, every single dosage instruction you read on a medicine bottle, the whole point is to keep you safely inside that Goldilocks zone. All right, that was a lot to cover. So what are the key takeaways from our pill's incredible journey? Let's do a super quick recap. First, remember that the entire map for this journey is called pharmacology. Then, the pill's first big test is its bioavailability, how much of it actually gets into your system. Next, it has to get past that tough liver toll gate, which we call first-pass metabolism. And finally, its goal is to land right in that sweet spot, the therapeutic window, where it can do its job safely and effectively. So, the next time you take a pill, what are you going to think about? Will it be that initial fight for bioavailability? Or maybe that clever little detour some drugs take to bypass the liver? Or just that delicate balancing act of staying in the perfect therapeutic window? It's a pretty incredible process when you think about it. Thanks for coming along for the ride.